But chivalry would be like, let's say like 1100 to like I don't know, like 1500, give or take, right? Something in there. That's when they were riding their horses and there were knights and they would be like, lady, I'll slay the dragon for you, type of thing, right?
I'll pick a yes or no. I definitely want one of those compared to these.
Yeah, right. But do you think in those eras that men were more or less likely to slap a woman to correct her?
Oh yeah, I know that.
In the age of peak chivalry, they were more likely to slap women to correct them.
It's good. It's a good combo.
In the age of chivalry, they were more likely to slap women to correct them. But you think that it's the most chivalric thing to do to not slap women to correct them.
It depended your rank.
Whoa, that was a W. That was a W.
It was not. It depended on your rank. It depended on your rank. They weren't getting smacked up. They weren't getting hit if they were in a high rank. If you were in a low rank, like duchesses and stuff like that. There's rank. There was rankings. Or if you were in a court, if you were in a court,
like your social
status at the time.
Yeah,
you guys never watched Reign?
Like a madame.
I'm sorry, you think that kings? I'm sorry, you think that kings didn't slap queens?
No, they're queens.
Nah,
of course they did. They smacked them. They would literally correct them in front of the court. They would
these are just different times too, though.
Andrew, I got the perfect example.
We learned already.
King Henry VIII. This killed six. Wait, not sorry. Hold on. It was divorced. Wait, what was the order? Divorced.
Okay, listen. I just want to let you know, queens had to bow to their kings, and if queens needed correction, kings could smack them. Princes with princesses, same things. They could smack them. If you had knights, and the knights had women of noble stock who were in their homes, who were out of line, they actually had what was called dominion over the wife. The wife, the reason you take a last name is because of English common law that is giving you as an extension, the father is giving you the woman.
You guys sound like you're getting hit a lot.
Hang on, I'm just explaining this. It's giving the woman to the man. And now you have the man's last name. You're now part of his house. You became part of his property. Do you think it was more or less likely in those times for a man to be like, "Oh, you're out of line"? Which one? In the most chivalric time ever.
I think the term was like coined then, but I don't think that it's necessarily how. Like, it's more chivalrous now, but it was just a term that was coined then.
Really quick.
It's more chivalrous now? Men are more chivalrous?
I got to pull this up.
Then what the hell do we need feminism for? If we have maximum chivalry, what do we need feminism for?
There was no Captain Save-A-Hose back in the day. At least they gave you a house and like a horse and protected.
They didn't give it to you. You were part of their property.
Wait, one sec, guys. I got to pull this up. Okay, so King Henry VIII, look at this Giga Chad. So he lived 1491 to 1547, and so he had 6 different wives, 6 different queens. Divorced the first one, beheaded the second, the third one died, divorced the fourth, beheaded the fifth, and then the sixth, she survived. He beheaded 2 of his wives. Beheaded! Not just smacked around. Beheaded, son. Beheaded?
Yeah, and he could.
Beheaded. Anne Boleyn. Whoosh, beheaded.
By the way, Ryan, now pull up the date for the chivalric code.
Chivalric code. Chivalric code.
No, right.
Yeah.
By the way, pull up the article really quick though. Pull up the article scroll down. Go to marriages.
This is a whole different time period. I don't see a whole different time period.
Click marriages. Okay, damn. Catherine, babe. Scroll down. Keep going. Let's see the other ladies. Boom. Anne Boleyn. Babe status.
What?
He beheaded her though. Jane Seymour, she died. Sad, very sad. Next, Anne of Cleves divorced her because apparently his advisors, his court painter, painted a
portrait
unrepresentative, like made her more attractive than she actually was, but he was already committed to marrying her. He thought she was not very attractive. Divorced because she was not a babe. Scroll down.
Catfish.
Yeah. Catherine Howard. Now she was doing some philandering. She was on some 304 strumpet shit. Beheaded, allegedly. Well, the beheading wasn't alleged. The strumpeting was alleged. And then finally, she got beheaded though.
She was 17. I mean, most of them were.
Yeah.
Like you get married at like 13.
And then the kings were like
What?
50.
Why was everyone like ugly in the 40s? Scroll down.
I gotta read. Just real quick.
Go ahead.
You can find this in this fine book called Occult Feminism. There's a chapter here on chivalry. This will be very quick. I promise I won't waste very much time. Here's the code of chivalry. Thou shalt believe all that the church teaches, and thou shalt observe all its directions. Thou shalt defend the church. Thou shalt respect all weakness, and thou shalt constitute thyself as a defender of them. Thou shalt love the country in which thou was born. Thou shalt not recoil before thine enemy. Thou shalt make war against the infidel without concession and without mercy. Thou shalt perform scrupulous thy feudal duties, and they be not contrary to the laws of God. Thou shalt never lie. Thou shalt remain faithful to thy pledged word. Thou shalt be generous. Thou shalt be everywhere, and always be the champion of the right and good against injustice and evil. Did you see anything? Now, that all sounds great. That all sounds fantastic. Yeah. Those guys, I want to ask you this question. Do you think that those men at that time period were more or less likely to correct their woman with a smack?
More.
Yeah. Totally. Way more likely to correct them with a smack. So it's like,
were children getting hit back in the day?
If you really want chivalry, and you really want the man who defends a code like that, then a man who defends a code like that is going to defend it for a woman who is an extension of him, who becomes one flesh with him. That's the only way that you're ever going to get chivalry back, because as famously is stated, chivalry is dead and women killed it.
Yeah, but I don't think we use the term like that nowadays. You know what I mean? That's like not necessarily how we use that term anymore. It's like the idea.
The idea of what?
Of just that men should just be gentlemen. That's
it's the romanticized idea of be nice.
Yeah.
And this is the Disney princess idea that if you're in a coma, the handsome prince will come and kiss you and you'll wake up. All the women's minds in modernity have been Disneyfied. All woman's or female virtues, so all of those that I just read, those were virtues expected of men, and actual virtues expected of men that they had to adhere to. Women also had a specific code of virtues they had to adhere to, and all of that has been abandoned for a single modern virtue for women called be nice. That is the modern, single overriding virtue of all things for modern women is be nice. It has overridden all feminine virtues, and that's why they don't get chivalry. Because men don't give a shit about be nice. It makes no sense. It's silly. Right? Like you saw in the code, for instance, it said to mercilessly hunt down the infidel and take them out on behalf of your nation. That's not very nice, right? It's not very nice. They weren't particularly nice when they were going into battlefields with claymores and cutting people in half. Not very nice. Just saying the virtues that they were striving towards, very different than virtues in modernity.
Andrew, can you check your text? I sent you a text. If you can check that really quick. Let's see here. I'm going to get into some of the pre-show notes.
No problem.
Life.